Mel's board, who is still available. He is the pass rusher out of Florida State. Let's see if that's the direction they go. The Packers have 2 picks as we continue this night in the first round. Here's the first of those with the commissioner.
With the 22nd pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Quay Walker, linebacker, Georgia.
All right, we'll start with this. His first name
Not a wide receiver in the first round for the Green Bay Packers, as with the 22nd overall pick, we selected Quay Walker, the inside linebacker from the national champion Georgia Bulldogs. Now, let me just say for a second here before everyone gets in the comments and starts yelling about how we didn't take a wide receiver. The way the board fell at the beginning of the first round when they started to get that run on of wide receivers, I feel like, you know, in terms of who the Packers wanted, you know, if we were going to get one of the top tier talents, you know, Chris Olave, Jamison Williams, etc., they were already all gone at the time, right? Looking back at the draft board, the only available person that we had, or that I was interested in anyway for taking that pick, was George Pickens, and he's still there right now going into the second round. So honestly, I'm okay with not picking a wide receiver. It sucks that the board fell the way it did, but we ended up with a beast, an absolute beast, a dog literally, in Quay Walker. Now the draft was filled with some trades. I think we had 9 trades in the first round. Hollywood Brown going to the Cardinals, AJ Brown going to the Eagles. Some crazy trades went on. And while all that was happening, I was just sitting there watching the draft, scrolling on Twitter, just waiting for a wide receiver. Obviously that didn't happen. But I'll shut up now about wide receiver, because odds are we're probably going to end up taking one or maybe a couple tonight. Now, in terms of the teams that I think are having a good draft so far, the Lions are having a great draft, the Giants, the Jets. Teams that are having a bad draft so far, I think the Ravens. The Titans, we'll kind of have to pump the brakes on that because they did replace AJ Brown with Treylon Burks. Unfortunately, that was another guy that I wanted. But yeah, that's pretty much how I think the first round has gone so far. Now let's get into Quay Walker. So this is from his draft profile on NFL.com. So he had to wait his turn at Georgia, but he has become a well-schooled, instinctive linebacker ready for the NFL game. He has good size and clear eyes from the second level, with a talent for recognizing play design. He plays disciplined, team-oriented football. He's unlikely to become a top-level playmaker as a pro. His chase speed and body control are just average when ranging to tackle or covering in space. Walker is dependable and consistent and projects as a good backup with eventual starter potential at inside linebacker. Now, I am very excited for the combo of Dre and Quay, as we're now going to call it, for our inside linebackers. I feel like this defense, if it's even possible for them to take another step up, they are going to in 2023. And I believe that Quay Walker is going to be a huge part of that. This is such a goot pick if you think about it. You know, young, 21 years old, turns 22 not until March of next year, I believe. So I think he just turned 21. And very high RAS and very athletic. This is such a Brian Gutekunst pick. And continuing to talk about our defense, with the 28th overall pick, we did end up going right back to the Georgia Bulldogs. More specifically, the Georgia Bulldogs defense in selecting Devontae Wyatt, the defensive tackle. I do want to also say real quick, the Packers did just pick up the 5th-year option on Rashawn Gary and Darnell Savage. Just a quick little side note here as I'm recording this. So let's get into Devontae Wyatt. Now, from NFL.com, he was a highly active defensive tackle with decent strength. He's made for movement and disruptions. He helped himself in 2021 with a better tape both against the run and as a pass rusher. His lateral quickness is useful in beating zone blocks and sliding across the front in game-based pass rush. Wyatt has adequate strength, but apparently he struggles to withstand a second blocker. The traits are average, but the effort is very consistent, and Wyatt should fit nicely as a rotational gap-seeking 3 technique with disruptive flashes. I'm very excited to see what he can do on the inside with Kenny Clark. Hopefully this means no more Tyler Lancaster or Dean Lowry. One can only hope. But I think this really just shores up our defense. You know, this reminds me almost of what Tampa did a couple years ago when they had their Super Bowl run. You know, they had speedy linebackers, they had two, big guys for their size on defensive tackle. And not to mention, you're in a division with Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison, DeAndre Swift. These are guys that you're going to need to have to stop. These are fairly run-heavy teams, and the fact that we added in a top-tier defensive tackle, I love the pick. Like I said, once again, going back to the whole wide receiver conversation, I think the way the board fell overall, it was not a good value for the pick at the time. We can wait until the second round, get like a Christian Watson, get like a Treylon Burks, or not Treylon Burks, I'm sorry, George Pickens, and hopefully add a third Georgia guy into the mix. Why not? Let's just become the Georgia Bay Packers. Looking ahead to rounds 2 and 3 tonight, it's got to be wide receiver, right? Now, we can definitely trade up. I think we should trade up because there are a lot of teams between us and pick number 53 that are in need of a wide receiver. Now, going over some of the wide receivers that are still there: Christian Watson, Sky Moore, John Mechie, George Pickens, Alec Pierce, Jalen Tolbert is still there. Going down a little bit more, Wan'Dale Robinson, David Bell, Tyquan Thornton. That's another guy that the Packers were very high on pre-draft. I believe that you will probably see Green Bay move up tonight and take one of those wide receivers that I just listed off. And so hopefully tomorrow I'll be making a video about the fact that we traded up in the second round and got a wide receiver. Please, Packers, don't let me down on this one. But if not, I will probably be back Monday or Tuesday with a video going over all of the rest of the picks from rounds 2 through 7. Guys, let me know what you think of our first round picks in the comments below. Like I said, I think they are great. Two amazing players coming off a national championship. They're going to have an immediate impact on this defense and on this team overall as a whole. We're getting better. So yeah, be sure to like the video, let me know what you thought, and I will see you guys tomorrow hopefully. Adios.